Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this meeting of the Board of Education of Anne Arundel County Public Schools. This meeting is being televised live on AACPS's TV and streamed on AACPS YouTube channel. General information and protocols for the meeting are posted on the sign by the doorway as you enter the room, so please make sure you read those if you have not already done so. At this time, we will have our invocation. O God, we pray to administer that which is just in all education policies, being ever mindful of your guidance. Stir us to action with love, wisdom, and understanding. And now for our Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now, moving on to item 2.03, approval of the minutes. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve the minutes as written.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have consensus? We do. Item 2.04, establishing our agenda order. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to establish the agenda order as written.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? We have consensus. We do. Okay. So moving on to item 3, public comments on agenda items. I do not believe we have any public comments this afternoon on our agenda items. So we're going to move on to our report section. Item 4.01, CRASC report.
Good afternoon, President Silkworth, Vice President Dent, members of the board, and Dr. Bedell. My name is Jason Semenoff Jr. My pronouns are he, him. I'm a proud rising sophomore at Chesapeake High School, and I'm honored to be serving as the CRASC Secretary of Education. For those who may be unfamiliar, CRASC stands for the Chesapeake Regional Association of Student Councils. Our executive team is made up of 7 elected and 27 appointed members, all dedicated to representing the voices of secondary students in AACPS. CRASC focuses on developing leadership skills, promoting good sportsmanship, and advocating for initiatives that improve the overall student experience. Additionally, CRASC is the governing body that elects the AACPS student member of the board each year. Applications for the CRASC executive team closed on June 30th, and we are thrilled to share that we received over 64 applications this year. I'm excited to announce the appointed staff for the 2025-2026 school year. On this slide, you'll see the names and departments for our new team members. Congratulations to all. We would like to extend a huge thank you to the Anne Arundel Workforce Development Corporation for funding 40 students to attend the Maryland Leadership Workshop's week-long leadership training. This residential program at Washington College gave our students the chance to build self-awareness, set measurable goals, and collaborate with peers from diverse backgrounds. We are so grateful for our partnership with the AAWDC for their continued support in empowering the next generation of student leaders. On August 4th through 6th, the Maryland Association of Student Councils hosted its annual Advanced Conference. During the event, students earned MASC Workshop Presenter Certification, designed workshops for the upcoming Fall Leadership Conference, and participated in the first MASC Executive Board meeting of the year. This past Monday, CRASC held our annual Executive Team Retreat at Arlington Echo alongside the Student Wellness Council. This was an amazing opportunity for us to set goals for the upcoming school year and build connections as a team. New this year, CRASC will be incorporating a theme into our events and meetings. While CRASC in Space was truly a strong contender, the executive team voted for Lights CRASC Action as our 2025-2026 theme. As we transition to Canvas this year, we encourage students to join our Canvas course. The link can be found at our website, aacps.org/CRASC. Our upcoming events are on this slide. You can find them on our website, Canvas, and Instagram at CRASC_online. As summer winds down, we're all excited to see our friends, wrap up our summer assignments, and see our amazing teachers again. We wish all teachers, staff, and students a safe, healthy, and amazing school year. That's all from me. See you next month.
Thank you. So we're going to be moving on to item 4.02, our PTA report.
Hello. Good afternoon, Dr. Bedell, Board of Education members and guests. A special welcome to our newest student member of the board, Braden Morgan. My name is Lisa Crittenden. I'm president of the Anne Arundel County Council of PTAs. AACC PTA is looking forward to working with all of you this year. We hope that the 2025-2026 school year is filled with fun, academic success, and lots of new friends. AACC PTA is committed to advocating for students, staff members, and school communities to help find ways to ensure that all students, teachers, staff, and community members get all the support they need for a successful school year. Now to the latest updates. The rest of our newly elected board is Vice President Abigail McCarthy, Treasurer Sharon Usman, Secretary Jill Curcio. And our first AACC PTA virtual meeting will be held Monday, September 15th at 6 p.m. This year, all our meetings will be on the third Monday of each month. And the schedule permitting, there's a few that we need to switch around, but all county PTAs should have delegates to attend these meetings. Please email info@aaccpta.org for the link to register for AACC PTA meetings for the 2025-2026 school year. We're also offering financial review workshops again this year. This is just to assist the PTAs with this requirement. All PTAs are required to submit their financial reviews by October 31st. This is just another method for them to help them complete this task. So we have 3 upcoming financial review workshops. We've scheduled September 29th at the Severn Library from 5:30 to 7:30. October 1st at the Bush Annapolis Library, again 5:30 to 7:30, and October 6th at the Crofton Library at the same time. Excuse me. I invite all parents, teachers, school staff, and eligible students and community members to join your local PTA this school year. Change starts at the school. Change at your school starts with involvement at your school. I also invite all of our Board of Education members and central office employees to join at least one local PTA at your school. So thank you so much.
Thank you. So now moving on to item 4.03, our President's Report. So I do have several things to report. On August 7th, Dr. Tobin, Ms. Schalheim, Ms. McFarland, and Ms. Dent, we had the opportunity to attend the summer school graduation at Savannah Park High School. You can see the photos up on the screen. I have to tell you, this is always a fantastic event. It is the last graduation in our school year. We celebrated the graduation of students in our summer school program. Congratulations, of course, to Mr. Nelson Harin and his staff for a superb event. This graduation is special. They're all special, but this one is very special. These students are always special because many of them had many obstacles in their way to graduation. Their determination and their perseverance allowed them to belong, grow, and succeed. So congratulations to the summer school class of 2025. On August the 12th, I had the opportunity, along with Ms. Shahheim, Mr. Morgan, Ms. McFarland, I believe Ms. Pullum, to attend the new teacher orientation held at Crofton Senior High School. I had the honor and privilege to address this very large group of new teachers to AACPS and to provide some thoughts about what really matters to guarantee their success and the success of their students. This was a very special day, but it was made more special for me. Just a few minutes before the opening of the session, a young teacher came down the aisle and called out my name. As I approached her, I recognized her face, but I didn't recognize her name. She quickly pointed out who she was and that she was one of my French students in one of my final years in teaching at North County High School. She will be teaching at Bates Middle. She'll be teaching Spanish. I am so very proud of her, and we are also very proud of all of our new teachers. Just as we are about to move on to a brand new school year, we have quite a few new teachers. We welcome all of them to our AACPS family. That was a fantastic event. On Monday, the 18th, we did hold our redistricting workshop here in the boardroom, and it's just another step in our process for phase 2. We've been good listeners. And I did say, as I always say, the redistricting means that some students will be going to a new school or a different school. We'd like to thank Dr. Bedell, his staff, particularly Dr. Heiser and Kyle Roof, for a job well done. And we would like to also thank everyone who watched online and everyone who attended in person. The slide deck did go live at the conclusion of the Monday night workshop, and it can be found at www.aacps.org. /phase 2 redistricting. And finally, I wanted to just share one other thing, and that is that we received our seniors in the class of 25. They utilized Naviance to report senior survey data and scholarship offers. And so this data was provided to us. And if you take a look at the screen, look at that grand total. Isn't that absolutely amazing? $234.9 million in scholarship money. It is absolutely outstanding. As a rep from District 2, I represent all students in the county, but I would like to point out Glen Burnie, the Gophers of Glen Burnie, at the top of that list at $31.4 million. It's just amazing. So for me, a round of applause for all of our seniors, and we want them to belong, grow, and succeed. That shows that they do. That concludes the President's report. And so we're going to move on to our next item, item 4.04, the Superintendent's report. Dr. Bedell.
All right. Thank you, Mr. President. I have a few things to cover today, but a lot of the information will be discussed in our Readiness for Opening of Schools report that will take place in a few minutes. I also was pleased to spend time, as Mr. Silkworth and other board members did, with our summer school graduates at their commencement ceremony. As I told our students, the obstacles they have overcome will only make them stronger. Theirs are true success stories, and we are very proud of each and every single one of them. I was also thrilled to join members of our board and cabinet as we welcomed the newest members of our AACPS family last week at new teacher orientation at Severn Run High School. The energy in the room was amazing, and these are teachers who are ready to make a difference for our students. I urge them all, as I do with all of our employees, not to simply assimilate into what we are doing, but to bring their unique talents and lenses to innovate and to make us a better school district to help us move forward. We are really excited about where we are, and you all will hear more about that in a few minutes. I talk a lot about the things that go on in the summer months to continue to prepare students for success. I want to highlight two of these things that I got a chance to see on a recent visit to Belle Grove Elementary. One, they're utilizing their resources as a community school to provide opportunities for students that would otherwise not have these opportunities. One, the basketball camp that is there in their community at no charge for the students. And I had an opportunity to go in and talk to some of the students and get an understanding of how well that's going. That's a funded initiative through community schools. The other one was the pre-K summer program. We wanted to make sure, and I was really impressed at the fact that they're bringing these kids in to make sure that they transition. So when the first day of school takes place, they already have had some exposure to being in an environment. You can see in this picture, the parents are there. So the parents are also participating to help our students transition. And so we won't hopefully have a whole bunch of kids that will cry that are in pre-K4 on that first day of school. They're ready to get right into instruction. And again, I was just impressed with this. I saw the same thing for kindergartners. They were already working with kindergartners in another classroom. And these are just things I have not seen before. And I've been in this business, 26, now 27th year. People are really taking and making good use of the resources that they have. Moving on, I want to thank all of our school staff members who attended the recent Fort Meade Resource Fair and continue to enhance relationships with families and students. Under the leadership of Colonel Gore, Fort Meade very much wants to be a supportive partner for our schools on base. I was unable to get to the fair because of a scheduling conflict, but my understanding is that it was packed and full of excitement for the upcoming school year. And speaking of Meade, I am very much looking forward to tomorrow morning's ribbon cutting at Meade High School, where more than $124 million of renovations made possible in large part through the Department of Defense are now complete. This project has rejuvenated Meade High School, and while I can't say much more about it right now, this will not be the last piece of good news you will hear about Meade High School or schools in the Meade cluster this year, so stay tuned. And finally, our school district is teaming with WBAL TV, 98 Rock, and WBAL Radio for the Stuff the Bus campaign in honor of the late Dr. Tim Tootin tomorrow at Old Mill Middle School South. Our team will be there from 3 to 7 p.m. to collect supplies for students and families across the district. Please come by, say hello, and drop off some supplies. If you can't make it in person, you can make a monetary donation at www.aacps.org/stuffthebus. Mr. President, that concludes the superintendent's report.
Thank you, Dr. Bedell. And now we're moving on to our presentation, item 5.01, readiness for opening of schools.
Thank you, Mr. President. We will have representatives come up from our cabinet, Dr. Heiser, Ms. Cutches, and Ms. Catalano, representing our operations department, human resources, and our school leadership and academic department. They will provide an update to this board and to the community on our readiness for the opening of schools. And I couldn't be pleased anymore with all three of them and the work that they're doing to lead their divisions, in addition to the other cabinet members who have worked in collaboration to put us in the position that we're in. So I will pass it over now to you all to let everybody know where we are as we get ready to open school.
Okay, so thank you, Dr. Bedell. Good morning, President Silkworth. Good morning. Sorry, it's afternoon. Good afternoon,
Right.
President Silkworth, Vice President Dent, Dr. Bedell, and members of the board. It is an honor to be with you today, along with my colleagues, Ms. Jessica Cutchess, Dr. Heiser, to present to you our readiness for the opening of schools report. I'm going to start us off this afternoon by sharing the incredible work that has been done by the Office of Academics to prepare for the opening of schools. Summer is a busy but happy season as we take the summer months to prepare to welcome our almost 85,000 students to a new school year. In alignment with priorities 1 through 4 of our strategic plan, the divisions within the Office of Academics align all of our work to ensure that we will continue to increase academic outcomes for all of our students, prepare our students for not only their future, but for all of their transitions while they are in our system, that we invest in our staff by building their capacity to ensure that they have the knowledge, the skills, and the tools that they need to be successful in their roles, and that we are supporting the social and emotional well-being of our students. For my portion of this presentation, I'm going to share the incredible work that has been done across the 5 divisions in academics. I could not be more proud of the leaders and the team members in these 5 divisions who have worked tirelessly over the last 3 months as they have prepared to welcome back our staff and our students. Our Division of Specialized Instruction and Early Intervention Services has been busy hiring to fill 127 positions, 30 of them being new positions. We are grateful for these new positions as they will allow us to better service and support our students with special needs. This summer, we were able to serve 1,119 students with disabilities through our extended year service and summer bridge programs, which support continuous learning for 5 weeks. Additionally, we are fortunate that this coming school year, we will be able to expand programming for students with special needs. The Division of Specialized Instruction has spent time this summer preparing to support additional co-taught pre-K classes, classes serving students on the autism spectrum, and classes that serve our students on the alternative framework. Building the capacity of staff servicing students with disabilities has been and continues to be a focus of preparing for the opening of schools. For the 2nd summer in a row, this division held our annual summer symposium entitled Embracing Differences that was attended by 334 participants, highlighted a powerful keynote by Ms. Jordan Zimmerman, and offered a variety of breakout sessions. Additionally, this summer, we were able to train and certify approximately 50 staff members in crisis prevention and intervention and recertify 35 staff members. The Division of Professional Learning and Organizational Advancement has provided a plethora of learning opportunities to staff this summer to build their capacity. They once again co-hosted our annual RISE conference with the Office of Equity, where there were 646 registered attendees. This was our highest attended and registered event. There were 80 concurrent sessions and 8 national keynote speakers. This division welcomed, as you heard, over 500 new teachers during new teacher orientation the week of August 11th, with over 60 professional learning sessions throughout the course of the week. They also continue to support our teachers across the spectrum by offering professional learning to our conditional teachers, as well as supporting our teachers who are ready to further their journey through the process of becoming nationally board certified. College and Career Readiness spent time getting ready for this school year by ensuring that our teaching staff has the resources, tools, and capacity needed to teach our programs that provide our students with what they need for planning for what comes next after they leave us in AACPS. As you can see by these numbers, we are pleased that so many of our staff were able to attend training this summer that is tied to advanced placement, AVID, and IB. These are 3 programs that prepare our students for their post-secondary pathway of choice. As this board knows, in AACPS, we are invested in the science of reading. To date, including this summer, we have 621 educators enrolled in an MSDE-approved Science of Reading course, and 413 of our staff members have completed this course. This robust training supports our implementation of CKLA as we go into year 2 of implementation. In addition to preparing our teachers, we use this summer months to engage students in the learning process. This summer, we proudly served over 6,000 AACPS students in over 80 sessions of summer learning at 40 locations. We know that engaging students in learning over the summer helps to reduce the learning gap that can occur. Our team has also planned programmatically for the next phase of dual language at Tyler Heights as we expand into grade 3, and also our expansion to a new dual language site at Maryland City. Additionally, as our English language learner population continues to increase, we hired 22 new ELD teachers. On August 25th, we are prepared for our pre-K expansion. We will open our doors to host 2,760 4-year-old seats. That's an increase of approximately 400 seats from last year across 138 pre-K classrooms. 60 of our sites hold an Excel's rating of 5 out of 5, and that's 90% of all of our pre-K sites. This year, we're going to launch several new high-quality instructional materials in our middle and high schools. The teachers of these impacted courses are having the opportunity to learn about these new materials this week, and they will continue to receive support for these materials over the course of this school year. As you know, this year we are launching Canvas, our new learning management system, and it will replace Brightspace. This was a commitment Dr. Bedell made to our community in his post-entry plan. Canvas will house all things teaching and learning for our students, our teachers, and our families. We have been preparing for this launch since last fall, and there has been a lot of work that has occurred over the summer. From courses being migrated and creating during our annual Curriculum Academy to robust training for our 12-month employees, we have been busy building the infrastructure to support teachers and students the first week of school. I would like to take a moment to personally thank the teachers, the TAs, and the administrators who participated in our early adopter phase during the fourth quarter of last year. These brave pioneers tested the training course in Canvas that we launched this week. They took risks and they gave us invaluable feedback to ensure that the professional learning and training that we're providing this week would be supportive and set up for a successful school year. Materials have been shared with schools for families, and we have launched a new website. Go to the next slide. Yep. We've launched a new website, www.aacps.org/LMS, where our families can find resources and tutorials that will assist them in navigating this new resource that will give them access to their students' learning and grades all in one place. Our Division of Instruction and School Performance has prepared for the opening of schools by ensuring that all of our schools are staffed with dynamic administrative teams. This division hired or transferred 19 new principals, and they have focused on building the capacity of our school leaders. Additionally, they reorganized by transferring the Director of Leadership Development that was previously in the Division of Professional Learning and Organizational Advancement. This reorganization will ensure that there can be a focus on building leadership capacity among our building leaders with a specific focus on first and second year principals and assistant principals. As the team that provides critical support and capacity building to school-based leaders, this division ran our first ever 2-day leadership conference for all principals and assistant principals in June. With a focus on empowered leadership, school administrators heard from keynote Dr. Lavelle Brown, and they had an opportunity to choose from over 24 unique learning sessions. As we move into next year, principal learning will focus on teacher instructional feedback and Tier 1 instruction, with all of their professional learning being differentiated by level. Many people wonder what happens in schools over the summer. There is a lot that takes place. Our principals and their school leadership teams have been very busy engaging in the school improvement planning process, scheduling, organizing their teams, and getting their buildings ready to welcome staff and students. I want to end by thanking our school-based leaders because, like every year, they are ready this year to welcome our students to their buildings for a new year in AACPS with all the promise that our students will enter a place with opportunities to belong, grow, and succeed. At this time, I will turn things over to my colleague, Ms. Cutchess.
Good afternoon. Human Resources remained an exciting and busy place this summer as we hired and welcomed new educators in preparation for the upcoming school year. We continued with a continued focus on showing staff that they are valued through another year of compensation increases, and through other efforts, we had a successful summer from the staffing perspective as we were able to retain most of our talented educators while also adding high-quality candidates to our team. In alignment with Strategic Plan Goal 3, investing in our staff, because of the collaborative efforts of this board, Dr. Bedell, our chief negotiator, and the Teachers Association of Anne Arundel County, we were able to offer teacher salaries starting over $61,000 and over $63,000 for special education teachers who receive an additional $2,000 to their annual salary. Leading the way in this area, we were also able to offer our new hires choices in compensation options this year. We added our new and innovative teacher career ladder selection. Based on recent conversations with new hires, the option to choose a compensation structure was a welcome addition. Regardless of the selection of the traditional scale or the teacher career ladder, there is a general appreciation for having a choice in compensation structure from our newly hired educators. Because of the intentional focus on educator salaries, working conditions, and a mindset to create a school system where everyone can belong, grow, and succeed, and in spite of the continued nationwide teacher shortage, we are in a significantly better place today than we were when we opened schools last year and the year prior to that. To give you an idea of what our hiring season looked like this summer, I will share some numbers with you. We had 2,161 applicants this year. From this rich candidate pool, we hired 544 new Anne Arundel County Public School teachers so far. As a point of reference, last year on the same date, we hired 602 new AACPS teachers. This decrease in the amount of new teachers hired is a result of continued improved retention numbers. For reference, we have 120 less resignations this year than we did last year at this time. Our hiring data changes daily as we continue to hire and onboard staff members who are excited about working with children and educating our future. Our new teachers come from a variety of places. Some are recent college graduates, while others come from other Maryland districts, other careers, out of state, Puerto Rico, and even retirement. 118 of our hires are graduates of Anne Arundel County Public Schools, and 33 were interns with us before we hired them this year. We are proud they have chosen to come home to AACPS, and we look forward to supporting them as educators. Over the past 3 years, we've seen a steady decline in classroom vacancies at the start of the school year. I'm pleased to share that as of today, we have only 32 classroom vacancies. To provide context, last year at this time, we had 69 classroom teaching vacancies, and the year prior, 171. Right now, we are over 99% staffed for classroom positions. We have only 3 school counselor vacancies, and we do not have any vacancies for school psychologists, PPWs, or social workers. We have 42 teaching assistant vacancies. While we continue to recruit and hire for all positions, due to the collaborative work of many different offices in AACPS, all classroom positions have or will have a plan to ensure every student has a caring adult educator to support them on their first day of school. Our substitute office is ready to provide substitute teachers when educators are unable to be present in their classrooms. Substitute teacher recruitment is ongoing, and we continue to add qualified substitute teachers to our AACPS team. Ranking number 11 nationally for the number of nationally board certified teachers, we currently have 464 active nationally board certified teachers working in AACPS. and 110 of our schools have one or more nationally board certified teachers on their team. Our staff is working hard to continue to fill vacancies and onboard new staff members as we speak. This summer, we continued our streamlined summer onboarding sessions, and we are in the second year of our electronic onboarding process. This process allowed teachers to provide all their documents and records needed for hiring online instead of a time-consuming session where individuals have to fill out every form in person and wait for staff to collect, review, and accept their documents. This ultimately reduced paper and seat time, resulting in an efficient and current process to welcome newly hired staff to AACPS. I am extremely proud of the progress we have made over the last several years to fully staff our buildings with high-quality educators. The Division of Human Capital Management, along with all of Human Resources, is commended for their intentional work to provide for the improvements I mentioned. Through the positive attention, as you see on the screen, AACPS has received due to the quality promotions and advertisements designed by our Office of Communication and Design and Print Services, and with a laser focus on data and constant communication with schools because of highly committed and dedicated principals, we continue to make real and noticeable progress to staff our classrooms. The partnerships of the entire system, especially our network assistant superintendents, principals, and human resources staff, put us in a positive position for as regards results for school staffing this year. Beyond the numbers, those of us who attended new teacher orientation, which was mandatory for new teachers for the first time this year, know that the energy and excitement of our new educators was contagious. They are excited to start the new school year, meet their students, and add value to their educational experience. Building off that momentum, we are looking forward to a great school year with all of our educators, who we hope to retain for many years to come, as they belong, grow, and succeed with AACPS. I will now turn it over to Dr. Bill Heiser, my colleague, who is the Chief Operating Officer.
Thank you. The final piece of our readiness presentation is focused on our operational readiness in the areas of facilities, food and nutrition services, and transportation. Our operational readiness for the opening of schools continues to be aligned with our strategic plan, specifically Priority 5, building and sustaining our future, which clearly lays out that we must ensure the safety, security, and upkeep of all of our facilities. Two important operational goals that we continue to aim for: one, to increase organizational effectiveness and efficiency by providing first-class support and service to schools, students, parents, and the entire community. And goal 2, to create a culture of trust through action with Team AACPS members. I am pleased to share that our facilities division had a very busy and productive summer. Design, construction, and maintenance work has been happening at 83 out of 130 school facilities, ranging from major construction projects to reconstruction projects down to the more necessary tasks such as painting and repairs. Many of these projects have wrapped up, but the larger projects continue as planned through the balance of the school year without interrupting students or teachers. We are adding 7 security vestibules to our schools. Additionally, we have replaced 6 school roofs, replaced 7 school playgrounds, and 13 HVAC and boiler systems. All schools are fully stocked. They're currently being cleaned, and they'll be ready for the first day of school. Our team has cleaned a total of 14.3 million square feet this summer. I applaud the hard, important work of our facilities, operation, and maintenance workers. At this time last year, our operational staffing vacancies was 35. And this year, we have reduced it to 29 vacancies. I want to thank our facility division as well as our human resources team for their excellent work in helping us staff. Our food nutrition services is also well prepared for the upcoming school year. Food and supplies are in stock, and deliveries have been made to all of our schools. Our online meal benefit application is available to all families. We will continue to accept new applications, and our schools will be assisting families in applying at their back-to-school nights this fall. And our opening in-service training for all of our staff was held this week and was very successful. At this time last year, our food nutrition services had 81 vacancies. And as of today, we also have 81 vacancies. These vacancies consist of 54 associate positions, and we currently have 17 people that are in processing for those positions. So that number should be drastically reduced as we get closer to the school year. And we have 27 manager and assistant manager positions. We will continue to work with human resources to recruit and hire staff throughout the year so that we can ensure first-class support and services to our schools. Our transportation division has been also diligently preparing all summer to ensure a smooth and successful start to the school year. With the successful implementation of a new routing software called TransFinder by our transportation and IT teams, families can easily see their address and whether it's eligible for bus transportation directly on our AACPS website. This has also played an important role in our routing of our buses. All bus drivers are conducting dry runs at this time of their respective routes to get acclimated. And while we anticipate a very strong start, we kindly ask for patience from students and families during the first 2 to 3 weeks of schools as everyone adjusts to their new routes and the new stops. We held a highly productive meeting with our bus contractors last week with 100% participation from them, demonstrating the strong alignment and commitment to readiness from our contractors and our staff. To give you a broad perspective of our transportation services, this year we will transport 57,200 students daily across 681 routes, covering 53,291 total miles. This equates to over 10 million miles annually. 3 years ago, we began the year with 68 bus driver vacancies. Many of you remember that time. Under Dr. Bedell's leadership and innovation, support from our board members, and the leadership of every division pitching in to solve the bus driver shortage problem, the team put several initiatives into action. We gave bonuses to attract and retain drivers. The innovative alternative vehicle program, helping to alleviate the pressure of our buses and ensure greater efficiencies, was a huge success. This seems like a long time ago now, but I think it's important to point out how far we've come as a system. I'm pleased to report that last year and now again this year, we have 0 vacancies, with 61 drivers in the training pipeline for our contracted bus companies. And our alternative vehicles have 0 vacancies with 4 people in training. As our bench for drivers continues to grow, we are not yet at our goal of a 10% surplus. Because we are not there yet, situations whereby a driver may be sick or unavailable to drive, and this means that a route may not automatically be covered for that day. However, we encourage our students and families to check the website daily for any interruptions. And I want to thank our bus contractors and team for their excellent work. When we look at transportation services on a whole, we will have a total of 624 bus routes with 0 vacancies and 66 drivers in training. We will have 57 alternative vehicle routes, and AACPS has 2 alternative vehicle vacancies at the moment, but we're confident that we will fill those vacancies as we have 7 drivers in training. To close, I'd like to reiterate how excited we are for the upcoming school year. And I think it's really clear after this presentation how well prepared we are and just how poised we are for another great school year. At this time, this concludes our readiness update. We'd like to turn it back over to President Silkworth, and we invite any questions. Thank you.
Mr. Silkworth,
Dr. Bedell.
before we move to that, on that last slide, you said we had 2, but is that a result of the 4 additional alternative vehicle positions we've added?
Thank you, Dr.
Okay.
Dr. Bedell is on point as usual.
Yeah.
He is
Let's
on
make
point.
sure we get it clarified
And
for the
that
record.
that is a great point. We opened up 4 new positions that were added, and therefore we moved quickly to hire for 2 of those positions. And as mentioned, we'll hire for the next 2. And I think the expectation is that we'll have 0 vacancies in that area.
All
Thank you.
right. Thank you, sir. Now, Mr. President, before we get to questions, and I know I'm ready to clap, but we have to do one more thing, and then we will wrap this up before we pass it to the board. I have just one other thing. The data and efforts presented here are really good, but we also are working hard to enhance the way we communicate this work. Rather than say too much more about it, I'll just let you see. Braden, are you ready?
Dr. Bedell?
All right, run
I was
it.
born ready.
Dr. Bedell.
Braden, what's going on, man?
Not much, staying busy. I just heard this amazing story I would love to tell you about.
Braden, I'm looking forward to hearing about this amazing story.
Now this is a story all about how our school stays connected, up to date, and proud. And I'd like to take a minute and just tap right here and tell you how to get the app that everyone will cheer. In our district of students, 85,000 strong, plus 12,000 employees who help us along, getting news and events used to be a feat, but now there's an app that just can't be beat. From student spotlights to staff who care, photos and updates, you'll find them all there. Messages, schedules, and calendars too. All the info you need is right there for you. Download before school starts, don't delay. You'll have everything you need for that first day. So search your app store, it's free, no fear. Hit download now and keep your school year clear. All the key news you need in the language you choose. You'll be in the know, you just can't lose. Lunch menus? Yup, it's got everything you need. This app helps us all belong, grow, succeed.
Mr. President, we'll pass it over to you all for questions.
Questions? That is a really tough act to follow. I guess so. Before I begin, Dr. Bedell, I have something to pick with you. I enjoyed that, but I really would have enjoyed that more if I'd had my popcorn. Do you
All
all
right.
see that slide where he had our popcorn?
Yeah,
Did you guys get any?
I know, but okay, no response to this.
Hey,
None.
hey, that's okay. Not a problem. Not a problem. So, I'm going to recognize we do have some lights lit here. First of all, we have Dr. Tobin.
Thank you. Thank you for that terrific presentation. Thank you, Braden. Much appreciated. I just wanted to add a couple of comments, actually. I along with Mr. Morgan, was able to attend a portion of the Special Education Symposium for the second year. I think last year, Ms. Schallheim and I were there. It's amazing. I want to congratulate Ms. Talar and all the staff who oversee that. I think it's an incredible addition to our system. The speakers are always phenomenal. This year's speaker, of course, amazing. And I just want to put it out to the public one more time that this is now, I think, an annual thing in August. It is open to parents, to family, to everyone. And I think it is so worth your time. I wouldn't miss it for the world. I learned something every time I'm there, and I just want to express my gratitude for the work that goes into it. It's incredible and emblematic of some amazing work being done at AACPS. The other thing I want to congratulate you on, and Mr. Dickerson and others know that this has been something I've thought was incredibly important, was the Empowered Leadership Conference. In my day job, I've had the pleasure of running leadership work for academics at the university level. And it remains the case that most people who are trained as educators at whatever level are not explicitly given leadership training and support in that area as they move up. And it is so important to a school that the admin feel confident, understand that role, and have the support they need. So I just want to congratulate you again on that. And I hope that continues to expand, because I think that will pay such dividends for all the other work we're doing in this system. So a big thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Shahar.
I don't have any questions, only to say thank you for such a wonderful report. I mean, those staffing numbers are fire. I haven't seen anything like it during my time on this board. And yeah, I just wish us all and everyone watching a wonderful start to the school year. Thank you.
Ms. Stent.
First of all, I want to say to Dr. Padell, I like that take no prisoners on Braden, that you not said, no, not in my house.
Let me just say this, right? Because here's what Braden said. In real life, you wouldn't block my shot. I said, Braden, this isn't fishing. You might outfish me, but on that court, I'm a little different. I'm a problem, okay?
But let me say thank you seriously to you guys. You guys have do this every year. You do it amazing. And Dr. Heiser, you know that I'm a facilities person by trade, old school sergeant major. And you need to be clean when you walk through the building, and making sure that you can welcome our children and our teachers and our educators and the janitors that do this work all summer long. It goes without saying how much we appreciate it. I can't tell you enough that, I'm one of the ones that take advantage of the school system every summer. I can make a shameless plug. By the way, Saturday, August the 23rd, we will have our back to school event at Van Bocklin Elementary. And this year we're excited not only to have Dr. Bedell there, he will not be hooping, Brayton. He will not be hooping. Yeah. But we do this year have a lot of individuals that are coming out for the first time. So we are excited about that. And they will see the new Van Bocklin and all the work that you've done that you're talking about for the first time. I can tell you personally that I've been on just like, pins and needles, like they're not going to get it done. And then I pass by there Saturday and they've gotten it done. So I don't know what you do or what you say to these people to motivate them, but they are definitely getting it done. And I truly appreciate everything that you're doing. So shout out to you. Shout out to your entire team for all the hiring that you've done. I know everybody has talked about all the job fairs, but they haven't talked about the amazing job fair that you've done not once, but twice this summer. That's been just sold out. I mean, and I say sold out for the fact that I think Dr. Patel told us, don't keep on expecting this, right? Well, we can't because we only have 32 seats, right? So that's still open. So shout out to you all for all the work that you've been doing. And she's not here, but the young lady that does the diversity recruitment. She's always in here giving us a brief about midway, about how much energy that she puts into going out doing the recruitment. I was at one of the job fairs. She's doing a phenomenal job. So thank you all to your entire team. And I look forward to not only that, but visiting with some of these schools coming up. Thank you.
Mr. Morgan.
Of course, I first want to thank Mr. Mosier and his team. I mean, we'll talk about fun. I mean, that was incredible. And to reply to Dr. Bedell, I have been quoted saying that I would beat him in basketball, and I just want to say I take back every single quote I've ever made on that topic. I remember I made that joke. I think it was one of the students in there, Will. I told him, I was like, dang, I feel like I could take Dr. Bedell. I heard he plays basketball. And he goes, Braden, you do not know how much that man plays basketball. So, yeah, so no, very fun. I was so pleased with that video. You can ask Mr. Mosier showed me on Monday, and I was just like, it exceeded every single expectation I had for it. It was so great. And then I wanted to follow Dr. Tobin on the Special Education Symposium and give kind of like a student lens on what I saw there. And the one thing I'm just going to comment on and, give my insight on, I've been on a student panel or two, to say the least, and that student panel specifically was, just amazing. The insight that they gave for everyone that was there, anyone in the public that was there. The amount that I learned just from fellow students in that, hour, 45 minutes in that panel was truly amazing. And then I had the opportunity to attend some workshops after lunch. and just being able to learn and just listen to all the work that's going into our special education classrooms and everything is just truly inspirational and very reassuring to the work we're doing. So, and again, thank you for the entire presentation, and another thank you to Mr. Mosier and his team for that crazy idea and excellent video.
So, Mr. Morgan, so if I were a betting man, when it comes to basketball, I wouldn't be betting on you. However, I'm now thinking about this rap. So maybe there should be a rap competition. Dr. Bedell, Mr. Morgan. Dr. Bedell, I'm not trying to set you up because I don't know that I've ever seen you rap. Or
I
heard
will
you rap.
lose. I have a ninth grader who said you are horrible, so I will lose, and I know that.
Okay.
I haven't had any record labels reach out yet, but for anyone listening, I would take interest.
Okay. So seeing no more lights, again, I often will just make some notes, and I made a few notes of things that impressed me. 32 vacancies. I mean, that is absolutely amazing. Anne Arundel County is in a great position. Absolutely amazing. 118 graduates hired. So we teach our kids, we want them to belong, grow, and succeed, and they want to come back. And one of them was one of my students. 120 less resignations. People want to be here. They want to stay here. And I don't know if anybody else read this, but when I looked at the data about the hiring, the applicants versus the hires, so it seems that you have a 25% chance to be hired in Anne Arundel County if you apply. In other words, we want all of our students to have highly qualified teachers. So we're hiring the best. And of course, I was somewhat concerned about the 81 vacancies in food services, but we're going to work on that. I know you're already working on it, but we're going to work on that. So, during the new teacher orientation, I was honored to have the opportunity to speak to the over 500 people. And one of the things, or some of the things that I said, I asked the question, what matters? And I'm not going to tell you everything that I said, but it's very clear that folks that know me know that what matters, particularly at this stage of the game, is the building of relationships at all levels and collaboration at all levels with a focus on our mission. Now, I will tell you that based upon the data that I showed you from the survey from seniors through Naviance, we did pretty well last year. And you're going to be hearing some additional data soon about some absolutely great data that shows that our students are succeeding. So I would encourage everyone out there, no matter who you happen to be, make sure that the relationship piece is put into place. Because if we don't do that, nothing else really matters. Stay focused on our mission. And I will suggest at all school level, there is a mechanism for the collaborative process and the building of relationships, and that's faculty councils. And so I'm mentioning that because I was a faculty council guy, and I think that is critical, and I want everybody out there to know that I think from a contract standpoint, we have language about faculty councils, how they should operate. If they operate that way, scholarship money is going to go up even more. Our students will be, they're already successful, but they'll be much more successful. So I would like to end by simply thanking Dr. Heiser, Ms. Cutchess, Ms. Catalano, the entire staff, Dr. Riddell, and for those out there watching, Anne Arundel County Public Schools, we are ready. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. I too want to echo the same sentiments that you all have done a phenomenal job. And I also want to just really help everybody understand the magnitude. And I'll talk about this in greater detail, probably at a future superintendent's report. This conversion from Brightspace to Canvas. So it is a massive, massive undertaking. And I think there were a lot of lessons learned from how we did Brightspace to how we rolled out Canvas. And I want to just say thank you to all of those folks on that team that has helped to make this transition as smooth as possible. We'll provide some data on all that went into making that a reality as we get ready to open up this school year. So thank you all again for a phenomenal presentation, and to this board and to the community. You heard Ms. Dent say, hey, we probably need to temper expectations on some of the progress we're making. I think hearing this report today gives me hope that the progress that we've made, and when you all hear the data releases on how we did last year, that I have a lot more confidence that it's potentially sustainable. But it's only sustainable if you have excellent people working in the organization that are committed to making sure that every single kid below grow and succeed. And I feel very confident about that. So thank you all again.
Okay, we're going to be moving on to our consent items, awarding of contracts. Do I hear a motion for a bundle?
This is not a motion to bundle, but I do know that we've got some like really, really beautiful people back in the back there. I think that they are coming from Pack 214 from Crofton. I want to say thank you all for coming. And I know that you all want to leave, but you cannot. You have to stay for the whole board meeting. But seriously, thank you all for coming. It is important that we see your shiny faces here, and I appreciate your attendance, and thank you all.
Thank you, Ms. Dent. Now, do we have a motion to bundle?
Motion to bundle.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion, second, we have consensus. Okay, Dr. Badal.
Thank you, Mr. President. The superintendent recommends that the Board of Education authorize the award of contracts under consent items numbered 6.01 and 6.02.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Do we have any discussion? Ms. Howe?
Mr. Morgan.
Aye.
Ms. Dent.
Aye.
Dr. Tobin.
Aye.
Ms. McDermott.
Aye.
Ms. Pulliam.
Aye.
Ms. Schallheim.
Aye.
Ms. McFarland.
Aye.
Mr. Silkworth.
Aye.
Motion passes 8-0.
Okay, moving on to our action items. Item 7.01, administrative personnel appointments. Dr. Badal.
Mr. President, the superintendent recommends that the personnel listed on the attached sheets be promoted and or appointed as discussed in executive close.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Do we have any discussion? Ms. Howe?
Mr. Morgan.
Aye.
Ms. Dent.
Aye.
Dr. Tobin.
Aye.
Ms. McDermott.
Aye.
Ms. Pulliam.
Aye.
Ms. Schallheim.
Aye.
Ms. McFarland.
Aye.
Mr. Silkworth.
Aye.
Motion passes 8-0.
Okay, item 7.02, personnel. Dr. Badal.
The superintendent recommends that the board approve the actions as stipulated on the attached sheets.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any discussion? Okay, seeing no lights. Ms. Howe?
Mr. Morgan.
Aye.
Ms. Dent.
Aye.
Dr. Tobin.
Aye.
Ms. McDermott.
Aye.
Ms. Pulliam.
Aye.
Ms. Schallheim.
Aye.
Ms. McFarland.
Aye.
Mr. Silkworth.
Aye.
Motion passes 8-0.
Okay, we're going to be moving on to some policy revisions on third reading. First of all, 7.03, assignment and transfer of students, code JAB. Ms. Dent.
It's me again, Mr. President. Before we move forward with policy JB, I know that Ms. Wilson is on her way to the chair, but I'd like to at least appeal to the board that policy JB is critical to all aspects of our students assigned to AACPS. And this is so important because it not only covers the outer area transfer, it covers the redistricting impacts, but more so it's the definitions and documentations that we need to really address in there. And over the last couple of weeks, I've tried to find a way in order for us to just make all the amendments, and I think it's too, it's just not clean enough. And so given the policy's impact and how significant the policy is, I actually would like to make a motion, and then I respectfully urge the board to support this motion that I'm about to bring forward. And so with that, I move pursuant to policy BF Charlie 3 Foxtrot 2 that the board pause and hold any further actions on policy JAB at this time, and that we refer the policy back to the policy committee for further review in order to ensure that all departments affected by policy JAB receive clear guidance regarding the board's intent. And it also provides an opportunity for our input and their input in the implementation framework as it is clarified, and make sure that it's more clear and concise.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and we have a second. Do I see any, or is there any discussion? Ms. Howe?
Mr. Morgan?
Aye.
Ms. Dent?
Aye.
Dr. Tobin?
Aye.
Ms. McDermott?
Aye.
Ms. Pulliam?
Aye.
Ms. Schallheim?
Aye.
Ms. McFarland? Aye. Mr. Silkworth?
Aye.
Motion passes 8-0.
Thank you, board members.
Thank you, Ms. Dent. Okay, we'll now move on to item 7.04, student attire and personal appearance, code JCD. Dr. Bedell.
Mr. President, the superintendent recommends approval of policy JCD, subject to final correction in style for format. Ms. Grace will take us through this policy.
Thank you, Dr. Bedell. Good afternoon, President Silkworth, Vice President Dent, and members of the board. Policy JCD, student attire and personal appearance, is before you on third reading for adoption. As a reminder, this policy was last revised in 2016 and is being updated at the request of a board member. Due to substantive revisions to the policy that were proposed on second reading, your policy was posted for an additional public comment period. We received 4 additional comments from individuals on the revised policy, and they were shared with the board as part of your meeting materials and are now available online. And with that, I'd be happy to take any questions you may have on policy JCD.
Okay, I'm seeing no lights, so I think we need a motion.
Move to approve the policy as written.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any discussion? Ms. Howe?
Mr. Morgan?
Aye.
Ms. Dent?
Aye.
Dr. Tobin?
Aye.
Ms. McDermott?
Aye.
Ms. Pulliam?
Aye.
Ms. Schallheim?
Aye.
Ms. McFarland? Aye. And Mr. Silkworth?
Aye.
Motion passes 8-0.
Okay, we're moving on to item 7.05, student telehealth, code JU. Dr. Bedell.
Mr. President, the superintendent recommends approval of policy JU, subject to final correction for style and format. Ms. Wilson will take us through this.
Thank you, Dr. Bedell. Policy JU, student telehealth, is before you for third reading for adoption this afternoon. As a reminder, state law passed in 2024 required that the board develop a policy on student telehealth before the start of the 25-26 school year. Staff has recommended that given this unfunded mandate to provide student telehealth, that telehealth be limited to existing policies and our partnerships and processes. And with that, I'd be happy to take any questions you may have on new policy JU.
Ms. Pulliam.
Ms. Wilson, when I was reading the policy, that also includes behavioral health, right?
Correct. So we will limit we currently have providers we work with to provide behavioral health services. So it will be limited to those providers and behavioral health services only, and it will only be school initiated.
Okay, thank you so much.
Of
It's very
course.
important. So I know in other counties, they also have this capability. So thank you, though, to have it virtual. So it's a great step in the right direction. Thank you.
Okay, we have a recommendation from the superintendent. Do we have a motion?
Second. No, so moved,
Need a
sorry.
motion first.
Motion to approve policy student telehealth policy JU.
Second.
There's our second. So we have a motion and a second. Do we have any discussion? Ms. Howe?
Mr. Morgan?
Aye.
Ms. Dent?
Aye.
Dr. Tobin?
Aye.
Ms. McDermott?
Aye.
Ms. Pulliam?
Aye.
Ms. Schallheim?
Aye.
And Ms. McFarland? Aye. Sorry, Mr. Silkworth?
Aye.
Motion passes 8-0.
Okay. So moving on to other action items, item 7.06, filling of vacancies on Executive Committee of Countywide Citizen Advisory Committee.
Mr. President, I move that the board approve the amended slate of candidates to fill the vacancies in the CAC.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion. We have a second. Any discussion? Ms. Howe?
Mr. Morgan?
Aye.
Ms. Dent?
Aye.
Dr. Tobin?
Aye.
Ms. McDermott?
Aye.
Ms. Pulliam?
Aye.
Ms. Schallheim?
Aye.
Ms. McFarland?
Aye.
Mr. Silkworth?
Aye.
Motion passes 8-0.
Okay, so we move on to some review items. 8.01, award of contracts. Any concerns? All right, seeing none, that will move us to our public comments on non-agenda items. So this is one of the opportunities that the board provides to hear the views and receive the advice of community members. The members of this board appreciate hearing from interested citizens. As appropriate, we will refer your concerns to the superintendent. While we encourage public input on policies, programs, and practices within the purview of this board and the school system, this is not the proper forum to address specific student or employee matters or to comment on matters that do not relate to public education in Anne Arundel County. It is not the board's general practice to engage in question and answer sessions with speakers. For the record, please give your name before speaking. Handouts should be given to the board assistant. We ask that speakers observe the 2-minute clock. A yellow light will shine when you have 30 seconds remaining, and a tone will sound when your time has expired. Please conclude your remarks when you hear the tone. If you continue after your time has expired, the microphone may be turned off. It could also be turned off if a speaker addresses specific student or employee matters or are commenting on matters not related to public education in Anne Arundel County. So at this time, I believe we had 4 speakers that will be speaking in person on non-agenda items. We do not have any speakers virtually. So I'm going to call the individuals up. Michael Zivik, John Klessinger, Craig and Lane, and Jeff McGuire. Come on down. It's your call. You can sit at the podium. It's your call. We'll first hear from Michael Zivik.
Oh, all right. Forget it.
Hello, my name is Michael Zivik. I'm a teacher at South River High School. I've been doing it this is my 24th year, and I'm also a coach. Thank you for allowing me to come speak today. I've been coaching in some capacity now for 24 years. I love practice planning, game planning, team bonding, especially game nights. I have 2 young children. In the past couple years, my salary for coaching has stayed the same while my child costs have risen. A couple years ago, that cost began exceeding my pay. The last 2 years, we made deep playoff runs, and that deficit greatly increased. I stand here before you today because of the great lessons that coaches taught me growing up, such as character, integrity, sportsmanship, teamwork, and most importantly, dealing with adversity. When my wife passed away 5 years ago, I leaned on these lessons. I was taught some 30 years ago while I was dealing with grief. One thing that kept coming back to me was my senior year song, Tub Thumping. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never going to keep me down. These lessons are what I teach my players, how sports mirror real life. This is why I coach. I would just like to do so without going into debt. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Klessinger.
Yeah, hi. Before I guess officially my 2 minutes starts, my name's John Klessinger. I've been a teacher and wrestling coach for 26 years at South River, 28 overall in each. Thank you for allowing us the opportunity to speak on behalf of coaches. There is a famous quote in wrestling world by legendary coach and Olympic gold medalist Dan Gable. Once you've wrestled, everything else in life is easy. I met Gable 2 years ago. He admitted he was misquoted. The quote that has been hung in wrestling rooms throughout the country for decades should read, once you've wrestled, everything in life is easier. No one tells you when you're a teenager or a college student how difficult life may be. It is very hard at times. There is struggle and suffering. That adversity is much more challenging than any competition, academic test, or speech. However, Gable was right. Without wrestling, I'm not sure how my life would have turned out. It has taught me a strong work ethic, discipline, accountability, humility, and most importantly, compassion for myself and others. I remember all my coaches in middle school, high school, and college. I spent more hours with my coaches than with any other person in my life. They were second parents. Today, a little over 4 months a year, I spend more hours with my team than their parents, teachers, and or friends. After 28 years of coaching, my salary is $5,904. I joke to people that every November I become a full-time wrestling coach. Coaching wrestling is a bear, many weekends and long hours. I conservatively estimated I coached 432 hours last year. I put quotes, coached. I know if I calculated all my hours, phone calls, emails, meetings, off-season workouts, paperwork, etc., it'd be much, much more. I made about $3,600 after taxes from coaching wrestling, a net pay of about $8.33 an hour. I have coached every year of my teaching career without the benefit of helping my retirement. I have never received extra compensation when my teams did well, even though it added more hours. I am not paid extra when I give up my planning period or work out with kids during my lunchtime. Lastly, I coach wrestling because I love it. I don't coach for money. My coaches were the biggest role models in my life. They still are. It would be nice if compensation reflected the huge impact coaches make on Anne Arundel County students. Thank you.
Jeff McGuire.
Hi, I'm Jeff McGuire. I'm the head boys lacrosse coach at Broadneck High School. I'm here to speak about paying our athletic coaches more appropriately. I'm a former Anne Arundel County Public Schools student athlete. Coaching is what brought me into teaching. I've coached every year my teaching career since day one. I watched in the 90s and early 2000s legendary coaches in our county string together 25 to 30 plus year careers. But now that doesn't seem to be the norm in our county. Now as a father of three and with a wife who's also a teacher in Anne Arundel County Public Schools, I often catch myself wondering while I'm doing what I love, coaching in the spring and basically every day when I'm doing off-season workouts, when will it be my time that I need to quit? It's a privilege to make it to championships and extend your season every year, and more so to do it in multiple years in a row. When your postseason is unpaid and there's no per diem and you're extending your season and some schools end in the first week of playoffs and you're almost coaching for 3 to 6 more weeks, 6 more games, maybe more depending on your sport. Over time, it amounts to the equivalent of one season over 2 postseasons, and you're working for free. We want the best in Anne Arundel County Public Schools. We saw that with our HR today, and they're filling numbers left and right. We always need teachers. We want the best teachers. We want to attract teachers that want to coach. Pay them the same, and pay your coaches the best of all. Retain them, keep them, let their money go to the retirement, and they will never leave. Also, pay your Anne Arundel County Public Schools coaches a little extra for the incentive of staying here and coaching in your school district. Thank you.
Craig and Lane.
Just going to test this. Good afternoon. My name is Craig and Repstock Lane, and over the past 8 years, I have dedicated my work to being a proud coach and teacher at my alma mater, Glen Burnie High School. During that time, I have also married an AACPS coach and educator, which has deepened my perspective. Our family has now grown during this time as well. I'm now a proud mother to 2 daughters who are 3 and 6 months old. I have been fortunate enough to be involved in teams that stretch across a broad spectrum of success. I have learned that no matter the outcome of your program, that one thing remains the same, which is the time, commitment, and dedication to a group of student athletes. In order to be an effective coach, you must be organized, consistent, and all in. Coaching is not just a job, but a lifestyle. I am here to advocate that coaches in AACPS should be given fair compensation for their dedication, time, and energy. The current stipend that I currently receive barely covers the childcare for the hours that I spend on the field, let alone all of the unsung hours that I spend preparing my team to have a well-rounded experience, which goes well beyond the soccer field. Even though it requires a significant sacrifice from my family, I continue to coach because it is one of the best ways to make an impact on a young person's life, and participating in high school athletics is an essential part of having students belong, grow, and succeed throughout their educational experience. Becoming a mom and continuing to coach has been transformative on my own coaching practices. Coaching moms are able to be patient, empathetic, adaptable, and resilient, all which are characteristics that will enable our female student athletes to become strong leaders. I believe our female athletes deserve to have positive role models that they can relate to. Coaching moms are able to show empathy and support to student athletes like no other. So this afternoon, I'm not only speaking as an educator, but as a mom who is hoping to one day have kids in a school system that values the coaches that pour into them. Coaching moms deserve to stay in the game. In my experience, we currently have a pay structure and demanding schedule that makes it nearly impossible for a mother to be both successful coach on the field and a successful mom at home. Thank you.
Thank you. So that does conclude our public comments on non-agenda items. And so we're at the point where I think, am I hearing a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, do we have any consensus? Yes, we do. Just a few announcements. Our budget committee will be meeting Monday, September 15th at 12 p.m. That'll be a virtual meeting. Policy committee meets virtually Tuesday, September 2nd at 3 p.m. And the next meeting of this board is Wednesday, September the 3rd, a 12 p.m. meeting here in the boardroom. Thank you, everyone. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you.